Hey guys, I've been thinking about YouTube and in particular devlogs. So I'm working on a game at the moment, which is Sprite Breaker. It's just like a little breakout game, and I did a devlog for it the other day while I'm doing this level select UI, and it is one of the worst performing videos I've ever had. 14 views so far. Now I watched a really old video today from Tim Ruswick from about 8 years ago, where he goes into some channel analytics on YouTube, and it occurred to me that I've never really looked at any of this stuff. I don't really pay that much attention. So I thought I'd kind of dig into my analytics and have a look around. And what I've noticed is that, yeah, my devlogs don't do well, and honestly, I'm not really surprised. And I've highlighted a few videos on here. So I'm looking here at the watch time, which I think is the most important thing. It's all very well having views on your video, but if somebody watches it and thinks, "Oh no, I don't want to watch that," and clicks off, that's not really useful. So the most popular video on my channel was actually that little one I did about Lens Island, but that's not really relevant, so I've taken that off of this channel. And I've also got a video, this one here, install custom maps and clean a database for Worm Unlimited. This was a tutorial I did for a game years and years and years ago, and still to this day it still continues to get watches, but again, it's not relevant to my current journey, so I have taken that one off. But I wanted to look at, obviously, the very first video that I did about learning game dev in my 50s. I could do with updating that picture. It looks terrible. That's been, the one that's pulled in the most people, that's got me subscribers. People have actually been watching it. Now, another thing I've noticed is that all of those early videos about monogame continue to bring in videos. Now, again, I think this is because there simply isn't very much monogame content on YouTube, and so it still brings in content. But obviously I'm not working on monogame anymore, so it doesn't really matter. Now, people like a story, so things like this, the one where I talked about the overthinking and how I nearly quit, that's been quite a successful video. But what I've been thinking about is on that video here where I talked about the overthinking, I talked about how what is important for me is to post what I want to post and not be kind of bogged down in all of this stuff, not be panicking about, not panicking, but not be stressing about, oh, what are people going to think and blah, blah, blah. But at the same time, I'm thinking, is there any point in posting videos like this, my actual devlogs? Because what I tend to do in my devlogs really, and I mentioned this before, was that I'm really posting them for me. I want to be able to watch back my videos and see, how have I built this game? What struggles did I have? What did I do with my code? How did I have to refactor it? How did I design it? Why did I design it this way and not that way? And I want to know how I did. And so, for example, after I did Endless Coil, I put the devlog out in detail, and I did it in just one long video. How long is that video? 1.5 hours. But that video, that hasn't done very well at all, and I'm not surprised. If I find it in here, yeah, this particular video, the average percentage viewed is only 4.5%. So people have had a little look, but nobody really wants to watch that. No one. The only person who's really interested in how I made it is me. Now, I've talked, my last video, I said that I was going to start making tutorials, and tutorial content is very different to a devlog, though. I mean, if I decide to make a tutorial for that game, that Endless Toil, then I would do that step by step by step, and I would be teaching, and then that would actually be useful, something that people can watch. But my devlogs, I'm like flicking around the code. I've got ums and ahs all over the place. It's kind of very scrappy, very messy. You couldn't follow it. You couldn't really get anything useful out of it. I still want to produce that content because it's useful for me. But I'm now thinking YouTube is not the place to post it. I'm just going to save it to my Google Drive. I mean, I back up all of my video content to Google Drive anyway. So I think I'm going to just stop posting that kind of devlog content. But I don't want to just not post anything at all, because otherwise you don't know what I'm working on. So I think what I'm going to do is really focus my devlogs on, this is what I have done. here is the game. This is what it does right now. But not go into the behind the scenes, how I've built it here, look at the code and blah, blah, blah. I don't think anyone's really interested. The only people who are interested in that are the kind of people that would be interested in the tutorial. And then that will be a different set of videos altogether, and it will have the word tutorial in the content, so people will know, oh, okay, we're teaching here. So that's different. So yeah, so this is going to be a change I'm doing going forward. So I'm going to stop doing those old kind of devlogs that I did. I'm just going to keep that scrappy content for me, and it also means that I don't have to edit it, because that takes ages trying to edit out all of the sections where I'm like umming and ahhing and scrolling over my code trying to find something. It's really annoying, but I'd rather just keep that for me, not put that on YouTube, and then I will do just much less frequent videos showing here's the game. There might, I mean, if I'm doing a small game, there might even only be like 1 or 2 videos. Here's the beginning of it, here's the end of it. And if that's all it is, that's fine. And then obviously when I started doing the tutorials, I'll do those obviously step by step. But obviously I'm not working on those yet. I'm finishing on my Sprite Breaker game first. But yeah, I just wanted to put that out there. I'm kind of interested for those of you who are watching this who also have a YouTube channel and who also do devlogs. I'm interested to know, like, how do you do yours? Because I've watched some other people's devlogs, and most people that I can see put a lot of work into it. There's lots of you know, obviously heavy editing. They, you know, put lots of inserts and fast cuts and stuff like that, and it looks like it's taken a lot of work. But I think a lot of people that are doing those kind of videos, what they're really trying to do is actually build an audience for the game, and using those devlogs as marketing for the game, because they're trying to sell it on Steam or wherever. But of course I'm not trying to do that. These are just practice projects. You know, I'm not trying to sell any of these games, so I don't care about building an audience for them. So it's very different. I'm literally just sharing the journey of teaching myself game dev, rather than trying to actually promote anything. So it's kind of a different angle. But yeah, I'm just interested to know, if you're a YouTuber and you're a game dev and you do devlogs, what's your approach? How do you do it? All right, that's what I've got for today. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Speak to you next time.